Hey everybody, it's Alex from Rantine, and we're here today just to go over something different. So this is a custom Spider-Man by NMK. We're going to go over and let you know what we think and give it a breakdown. So keep watching. All right, so we're back, and yeah, let's just get on to this. So this is the NMK Spider-Man. Custom piece, unlicensed, and you know, this came out shortly. There's been a few reviews already of this. As you can see, it comes with a lot of switch outs. So you get 5 heads. You also get a switch out hand. So if you're going to use the unmasked, you know, you can have the mask hanging down. Where do I start, really? The reason I got this piece was because I ordered originally 2 pieces from NMK. I ordered their life-size Spider-Man bust and the life-size symbiote bust. So yeah, so I got the symbiote and the regular Spider-Man busts from them. I had them on pre-order. The symbiote bust arrived later, and the actual Spider-Man bust arrived at George's house because I was away at the time. He opened it up. It just had kind of poor paint on the lines, the black lines. It had orange kind of spotting on it and had a few scuffs over it. Contacted the guy, and basically he said, yeah, you know, send it back. Bear in mind, this is probably the biggest box I own. It's actually bigger than the Imaginary Mart Hulkbuster box. And he said, send this back. I will then send you my one, which is in France at the time, and I'll return that to you. So this is at the height of COVID, where shipping was crazy. This is also when we've left the EU, so I would have got taxed on this being returned. So I just said to him, look, you know what, don't bother, because I mean, I was going to suggest I get it painted. He covers the money, but he just wanted to do the trade, which was going to end up costing me probably like £500 or more, depending on how much I get taxed. So I just sort of said, yeah, don't bother, leave it. I'll sort this out on my own, and one day I will probably get you in to repaint it. You would think as well, being a life-size bust, it would have been easy to kind of do the lines. But anywho, he then contacts later on asking if we want to review his Banshee, I think it was. I said we pay shipping, which again, because of the height of COVID, it was just like, well, neither of us want this statue, so it's not really worth our while. Thank you. And then he offered, again, the same thing, pay the shipping on Spider-Man, and I'll send it across. So I kind of thought, okay, I'll do that, yeah. So I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I thought, yeah, I can settle for that. So that was what happened. Paid the shipping and got this in. From day one of this project, I clearly said on the chats that I think that this is a really dynamic design, and it's really great that they're kind of thinking outside the box and they're thinking to do something in this way. From day one, I said, you need to make sure that the engineering is on point, because that is a lot of force on the edge of that shield. We were told at the time, oh, don't worry, it's going to be a metal shield. And I'm 90% sure that they said that in posts. This isn't a metal shield. When I took this out of the box, the pieces where his foot attaches was already cracked. Where they've done a test, they put it in there, and the paint around this part here was already cracked, and a chip, you could take it off. I reported this to the guy, and he said, the typical custom response, oh, you're the first person to report that to me. Don't worry about it, put it in, and when you put it in, it will cover up the crack with the foot. I thought, okay, fair enough. Since then, I've seen videos from, I think Mr. X did one, and 2 other videos and two other comments where they said exactly the same thing about the crack. I said this from day one because of the pressure on there. I put it in, and then by the end of the day, the crack had increased down to about here now. So over time, I'm really worried about this piece staying here. Over time, I think this is just going to fall off. And I just think it's a terrible design that they've done this in that way. and is it terrible that they said they were going to do metal and they didn't, if that was the case, but also that they were being told from day one, you need to really make sure your engineering is on point. Anyway, that's my main gripe about this. And then I contacted him. I said, can you send me a new base because, and I'll pay for it. I was told no. So this probably is going to go back in the box. Probably never going to be able to display it really with confidence. And, I'll have to work out what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to send it to someone like Ian to strengthen it. I don't know. Anyway, put that to one side. So you look at the base, and it's Ultron drones. So there's 3 of those on the base, and they're done pretty well. I mean, the actual drones, they do have these kind of orange parts on there, which are to kind of replicate light. They do also then come with these little kind of LED lights, which are pretty cool, actually. They are really small, and so they're really, really small like that. You put the battery in, and then you fit it under the head. Also, that the guys have come up with like a way of doing that. So obviously, if there are issues with the lights, you could just send out this, which is quite genius, actually. Also, then they've gone that one step further, and they've given you some museum putty to actually put it into place if that was a problem. So I think with that kind of forward thinking, they could have focused on other things. But anyway, you then work up and you have the kind of shield attached by webbing. That is sloppy as fuck. That looks like shaving foam. It literally looks like someone sprayed like a whipped cream or a shaving foam there. There's no definition, there's no detail, and you just get these like little kind of bullshit pieces coming off the bottom here, like to represent webbing. But this piece here is just kind of like, fuck, what can we do to fill that in? Oh yeah, let's do that. There's no definition. It's just all painted white, and yeah, it just doesn't look great there at all. The shield is done really, really well. The detailing on the shield, the colours on the shield, the raised star. I think that's all done really, really nice. Again, the way that this shield was done with the peg being there and just not enough kind of space to take this weight of this figure. It's a heavy figure. Is just kind of amateur, really. And it's to be pointed out in early days when the sculpt was shown, they should have really done something about this. Moving on to the Spider-Man. I wasn't a fan of the Spider-Man when I saw it in pictures. I just thought he was too juiced up, definitely pissing hot. Definitely would be stopped by USADA from fighting in the UFC. But when I kind of got this in person and I took it out of the box, I actually quite liked the build in hand. The one complaint, which I don't have, but it was quite common, was the fact that a lot of people do think that the texturing on the actual suit is a bit too heavy, and it looks like they kind of used like a pattern which is too big for the suit. I don't mind that. I like a variation in things. Maybe they could have done it where, if they've got 4 heads or so, because, oh no, it does go all over that, yeah. But yeah, they could have maybe sort of like toned it down a little bit. But for me, it doesn't bother me. People say it looks like a basketball kind of with the texturing. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that, because it's a good kind of separation between the smooth of the blue suit to the kind of heavily textured red. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. I do think as well that the webbing is clean. I think it's done very clean, and they've done a good job in capturing that. There are some wayward lines in here and there, but that's notorious for Spider-Man pieces. Spider-Man suits and Iron Man armor are notoriously 2 of the most difficult kind of paint jobs out there, really. Yeah, great kind of musculature coming through, great shading on there. And again, you get the 5 heads. So I'm not going to I'm going to swap. I'm not going to swap all of these over, because I do have pictures of them. I'm going to show you them. So you just have a variation of kind of the Lotto. You have the McFarlane, probably Bagley, the classic there as well. So you've got those. And then you have like some of them have this, this one has just white eyes. and then this one has silver eyes, and then the one there has those kind of ones where it's got that kind of really cool kind of gridding within the eyes, which is really nice. I don't think it's a bad sculpt. I like the sculpt. I like the pose. I like that it's different. I don't think I would ever display the unmasked head. I just think it doesn't look anything like Peter Parker. I think his hair needs to be darker. It looks more like Flash Thompson or so. But I do think the kind of skin tones are done well. Separation between the hair and the skin is done good. But I just don't see Peter Parker there for me at all. And then also I just feel that, you know, it's good to give the option of holding the mask there, but something like that is really kind of hard to capture, and they've done an okay job. And considering there are 5 heads, it's a nice option to have as well, but I don't think I would ever display it personally. And I just think as well, some of them are just too similar between them. They should have probably taken the time, rather than doing so many switch outs and heads, again, to focus on this engineering and focus on this problem, which is, again, going to be a big issue in future for people. I just think that I've heard now 5 people, including myself, where this is a problem. And to be told then that I'm the only one with that issue is just like bullshit. You know, you get that a lot from custom guys saying, you know, oh yeah, you're the only one who's got that, funny. Because they kind of say to people, we'll give you a switch out if you keep quiet. But yeah, that being said, overall, I just think that engineering factor is just a problem. I mean, hopefully you can capture it on film, but here, this bubble's way past the foot, and I'm just concerned that, for example, if I have that on display and there's any kind of movement, it's just going to topple. It's just going to fall over. It's going to rip this. It's going to break that, and yeah, it's going to break something else on the way down. So I'm just really, really not happy about that at all, and that just makes it really quite useless as such. I don't know, because I don't even think you can just super glue it. I think you need to kind of take that off, you need to kind of drill it down, you need to put some putty over there, resculpt it, repaint it, and it's just a lot of work to do that. You know, you're going to probably have to have a bigger peg on him to accommodate this. But yeah, just know something else. I do like the straps on the back here. I do like the kind of detailing here, the attention to detail with the foot kind of grips there. I do think that's nice. I do think it is a nice piece, and if it didn't have that issue, I do think it would be a good piece. It'd be pretty better than good. I think it would be I don't know, I wouldn't say amazing, but I'd say it'll be up there. It'd be better than a lot of pieces. But I'd just say that with, you know, this being a custom piece with such a low run, and 5 of what I've heard of having the problem, and I think there's 60 or 50 of these, that's 10%. And that's just the ones that are speaking up about it. And being told day one that this is going to be a problem and not actioning it. And again, I am literally 90% sure that the guy said it was going to be a metal shield. But I'm just repeating myself now, sorry. If you could get hold of this piece, I probably wouldn't. Personally, I would be too afraid of it toppling over without you. If you've got the skills to kind of drill this out, make this stronger, to do that, then go for it. But if you don't have that ability, I would stay clear. I'd say if you were to display this in a year's time, or if you've got like any kind of movement with small quakes or anything like that, he's going. He's absolutely going. And absolute amateur hour with the work kind of gone into that side, and such a shame again because of the fact that it is a nice piece overall, you know. So yeah, sorry, bit ranty there. I tried to be a bit fair and try to point out that the sculpt is good, whatever else, but overall that little point is such a big point that it just pisses me off that they've gone and just made that stupid mistake when they've been told right at the beginning. So stay clear. Definitely stay clear of this piece. If someone gives you a deal, you're going to need to send it to someone to make sure it's reinforced. You really are. But anyway, Thanks for watching, everyone. Do the usual like, comment, subscribe, and share, and click on that bell, do all the business to make sure that you get notified when we put out a video. Make sure you subscribe. It does help with the kind of analytics, and it does help us to get picked up by other people who haven't seen our videos. So, huge thank you, and happy collecting, everyone. Thanks. Bye bye.